Gents, welcome back to another Styling Showdown, the series where we test out loads of different hair products to see which ones are actually worth using. At the end of the last episode, I asked you guys to vote on which pairing you'd like to see go up against each other in today's episode. And the winner by literally 2 votes was matte waxes. So there's 2 here that we're going to be taking a look at. We've got the Fudge Matte Wax going up against the Dominate Salon Series Matte Wax. As with each of these showdowns, I'm going to be putting both of these products through their paces. I've been using them religiously for the past 2 weeks to see what they can do. And I'll be judging them not only on how they look, smell, stuff like that, but generally how they perform, and I'm going to be giving them an overall performance rating and value rating. Now, first of all, what are these 2 products? Both of these advertise as a matte wax, and actually, looking at the ingredients, they both have wax within them. We've got lanolin wax inside the Fudge stuff, and then we've got beeswax and a couple of other things inside the Dominate as well. So both of these aren't actually lying for once in terms of what they're claiming to be. Fudge is a brand that's available here in the UK at least, that is very popular. You'll find it in a lot of the drugstores around here. The Dominate stuff seems to be more popular online. I picked this up from Amazon a few weeks ago, never really seen it in a store before, but I wanted to see how it performed. Both of these are very comparable, not only in their name, but in the things that they claim to be able to do. The Fudge stuff advertises a matte finish, no shine as you would expect, 8.0 out of 10 in terms of the hold. The Dominate stuff's very similar, advertising a super dry finish, natural look, a 4 out of 5 in terms of the hold. So these 2 are claiming to be very similar. We're going to see which one actually performs better. To get the hair prepared, ready to use these products, I've used the Label M Thickening Tonic, which I find is my personal new favourite pre-styler. Let's start with the first category then, which is packaging and smell. The Fudge Matte Wax comes in this chest-like container which you open from the side to reveal the product within. Quite bright colours. I actually really like the packaging that the Fudge stuff comes in. Because it's rectangular, it really sets it apart from lots of the stuff that's on the shelf, and also the materials themselves feel like pretty good quality. Now, the Dominate one has got much more of a different approach. This is your more stereotypical circular container. Now, although the plastic is thick and actually feels to the touch like quite good quality, the fact that it looks quite shiny makes it look quite cheap and tacky. I think when it comes to the design of this thing, they've maybe tried to make it look like a car tire or something like that. I'm really not sure, but their design choice doesn't really stand out to me. It doesn't look particularly effective. If they wanted to go for something like this, I would have said make all that shiny stuff more of a matte finish. In terms of the smell of these products, they're both reasonably neutral. The Fudge one actually smells a little bit sweet, almost like a cross between fudge and marzipan. But it's not super strong, it's not overpowering, doesn't smell feminine. The Dominate product smells a lot more musky. I think they've gone for that sort of manly scent. I don't know exactly what it smells of, but again, it smells quite nice and it's not too overpowering. So for the category of packaging and smell, I'm giving the Fudge Matte Wax 4 stars out of 5, and the Dominate Matte Wax slightly less at a 3 out of 5. The packaging somewhat lets it down. Application and control. How easy are these products at getting out of the tub, into your hair, and then getting into the shape that you generally want? Both of these products are relatively similar when it comes to the consistency. These matte waxes generally perform like quite thick and viscous clays. They're both not the easiest to get out of the container. If I was to pick one here, I think the Dominate's probably a little bit easier. And when you're getting the product warmed up between the hands, they are about the same. The real difference comes when you try and apply both of these to the hair. The Fudge Matte Wax goes in relatively easily, as you'd expect from a lot of hair products, but the Dominate Matte Wax, because it's so dry, which we'll talk about in a minute, is a little bit difficult to get into the hair and to work into the position that you want. And when applying this product, I actually found that at times I was pulling out little strands of hair unintentionally, because it has that much grit to it because it's such a dry product. But I have still used products that have definitely tugged more than this one. So for the category of application and control, the winner of this round again is the Fudge product. I'm giving this one a 3.5 out of 5, and the Dominate I'm giving a 3 out of 5 because it's okay, but that little bit of tugging definitely doesn't help. So which one of these 2 allows you to create the most voluminous types of hairstyles, the most thickness within your hair? And for this one, really, the Dominate dominates the fudge. Some of this may be because the product is very nice and grippy because it's so dry, you can get incredibly tall hairstyles. It's very easy to get high volume with this product from not using a pre-styler at all. Versus the Fudge Matte Wax, which although it's okay, you can't really get any sort of extra volume compared to other products on the market. It does leave your hair feeling nice and dense and thick, but in terms of the overall lift, in terms of getting higher lifted hairstyles, it's really not the best. It's a little bit heavier than the Dominate, and as a result, I'd probably recommend it for guys with slightly shorter hair on the top than myself. So as you've seen from the footage, the winner clearly here is the Dominate, which I'm giving a 4.5 out of 5 rating. The fudge dropped a couple of points this round, down to a 3 out of 5. Finish and texture. What do these products leave your hair looking like? Both of these advertise a matte finish and both deliver a matte finish. Out of the two though, I would say that the more matte product of the two was the Dominate. Once you've finished using this product, it doesn't look like you've got any hair product in whatsoever. It's a very natural finish, just as it advertises. The Fudge Matte Wax isn't quite as good, but it's still decent. It certainly provides good texture in the hair, and you can see you can create easy, disheveled hairstyles using this one. But for the real finish that looks the best, the winner again in this round is the Dominate. The Dominate in particular offers one of the driest holds and finishes I've ever seen on a product. And I think that if you're a guy who suffers with massively greasy hair, then something like this might be able to give you better results than some of the other products we've tried so far in the series. Both products are getting high scores in this round. The Dominate I am giving a 4.5 out of 5 in terms of the overall look, and the Fudge is also getting a decent score of 4 out of 5. Here is one of the critical, most important rounds in my mind, lads. We're talking about how these products hold in the hair. Both of these products advertise quite a high hold. You've got the Fudge stuff, 8 out of 10. The Matte Wax from Dominate advertising 4 out of 5, which is the same as 8 out of 10. But are they really that good? Not quite. I'll put it this way, lads. If you've got slightly shorter hair on the top than I've got, if you're not so bothered about pulling it backwards, more so going upper to the side, then these I think will do a great job. But for a slightly longer hair length, such as what I've got on the top here, it just really doesn't hold for that prolonged amount of time. For the Fudge, I know that when I used to have shorter hair, I've tried this product many times in the past, it held quite well. But with my hairstyle as I've got it now, with the longer strands at least, it doesn't quite have the same hold. So for this one, I'm going to go down the middle. I was going to give it a 3 out of 5, but I think if you've got shorter hair, it's more like a 4 out of 5. So for the sake of this, it's getting in the middle, 3.5. And you get similar results with the Dominate stuff. And you can see, even though I've obtained massive volume with this product, it just doesn't have the hold. They've got bits flopping down from the front. But I found that the bits towards the back of my head that were shorter were staying in place better. So I'm going down the middle again with this one, lads. I'm going for slightly less than the Fudge, 3 out of 5. We've had a good look at each of these products. Now it's time to work out the overall performance rating. And the winner for this week's Styling Showdown is neither product. Although these products didn't draw in any of the 5 rounds that we've gone through so far, it turns out that their overall scores are exactly the same. Both products achieved a final rating of 18 out of 25. But if I had to choose between one of these products to use on a more regular basis, for my current hairstyle at the moment, I would probably say that the Fudge scrapes it just slightly. This one is a little bit more of an all-rounder. It's not particularly amazing at anything, but it does quite a good job in most of the categories. Now these products have drawn on their performance rating. How much do they cost? What value rating am I going to give these? It turns out they've got a very similar price point. The Fudge is maybe a fraction cheaper, but you get slightly less in the container. Here in the UK, you can typically find the Fudge stuff varying between about £7 to £10 versus the Dominate, which is currently retailing about the £9 mark online on Amazon. They're not insane value for money, but they're pretty good, so I'm going to give both of these a value rating of 3.5 out of 5. So this is how the leaderboard looks after today's results. I've put the Fudge product slightly ahead just due to my own personal preference, but you can see this still obtained the same score. I've got links to both of these products in the description below, so you guys can go and check them out and try them for yourself. It's over to you guys again for next week's battle. I've got 2 more options right here for you to choose from. Which one of these battles do you want to see on the next episode? Let me know by pressing the I in the corner of the screen, choosing one of those options from the drop down menu, and if you want to be really in control, also leave your vote in the comment section as well, because last week that made the difference. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button, and also if you want to see some more battles just like this one, make sure you press the subscribe button too to stay up to date with all of my videos as soon as they're released. I'll see you guys on the next one.